Hello.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you made mistake. I heard you last night. We are going to the Kufa. Actually, after the whole election, at in corner, if you hear my preaching, most something you conclude that you want. If you will rescue as a minister after you win, because you all know why it's happening. With everything, I will accept it. Because our son who is not very well to him from Lima, he will not be on his left. From where they were coming, they said they were of your funding. The Supreme Court ruling, the amateur law, everything, and the provision came up of it from the and then the way forward the freedom fighter you raping, your brother come now. Freedom fighter you killing our children. Freedom fighter you destroying our country. And now where we let people the control the upper. So the when they kill they almost trying to zombie house. Then they brought it back to the money. Then when I heard what kind of people you are there when we are and you were there with our other people and we tell you the freedom fighter you
Do you think I'd rather believe that at 80 years old you give us when you are a salesman, you are a salesman, you're selling a commodity. Your job is to embellish. Did you think I knew? Or did you think I was for an investment? An old man spinning about history with a man who cannot even operate a we settled. We and we believe for a good man. And we saw you and counted you about everything. I'm a freedom fighter. Oh, I'm a hero. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay, yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels to be back behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. It is another intriguing Tuesday morning. The 31st of March, AD 2026. And of course, gradually, we're winding down 2026. And we're going to be counting 2027. This is, we're entering the 5th month of the year. And then we'll have 8 more months to the end of the year. And then we'll be preparing another resolution for 2027. Then we will commence 2027 in January of 2027. And then we start to mount more pressure, and more pressure, and more pressure. Probably that is when and the time at which some of those individuals will begin to wake up from their slumber and start to realize that indeed this is a country for all and not a country for few. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Liberia. Good morning, just wherever you are this morning on our voice. A pleasant we would like to welcome all of you to the nation's most informative breakfast platform, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9, the most listened to. Good morning to our friends riding the keke, the taxi cab, the bus drivers, the killer bean drivers, the truck drivers, of course. There's all of you doing the legal hustle out there, right there on the same beat. You're rock coaching, you're in the factory where you rise, and of course, labor rights have been violated. There's nobody to talk for you. The Ministry of Labor has completely compromised. You're a young man out there struggling and struggling. There is no means for you, as the Ministry of Youth and Sports has turned into a content creation ministry, where every now and then they are creating content and making videos. It has turned to a friendship club, licky, faggy, a content creation ministry. Exactly what they have turned the Ministry of Youth and Sports into. So if you're not part of a licky, faggy youth group, Leah Untogo. Good morning, Liberia. Welcome back. This is where we speak without fear nor favor. And yes, indeed, Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in Liberia. And of course, this morning, we are going to unpack and go deep into some of those issues. This is why we are your favorite, giving voice to the voiceless, keeping the feet of those narcissists in power, to the fire to deliver. Screw hair, psychopath. Oh yeah, we are their medicine. We don't care about who they are. We deal with them. We reduce them. We belittle them. We're not fighting with our hands, using our mouths, our words, dealing with them. National elections in any democracy is a pillar for legitimacy. It's a fundamentally established basis for constitutional authority. And the manager of national electoral bodies are expected to have demonstrated the utmost degree of integrity, objectivity, fairness, and of course a sense of responsibility to the country and its people. So that is not unique to Liberia. Quite recently, the head of the National Elections Commission filed in for pre-retirement. David Etterborn Lasana threw in the towel on her career and time as the National Election Commission boss, leaving the room for the president to make decisions around his successor. And there have been different debates, particularly in and limited to the cycle of the Unity Party. Every names we've seen popping up, and that names of reputable Liberian, irrespective of their backgrounds or what have you. And they are all names of people that have been seen adorning the Unity Party uniform, exhibiting extremist postures for the Unity Party, and that is the benchmark in their cycle for who has the National Elections Commission. So as a country and a people, of course, it's important we have elevated conversations about this, what is required, what must be looked up for, and what is importantly at stake in matter like this. A platform is used as a guiding principle, and then it will be up to the leader bearer. I remember once upon a time during the election, most people have said those were all electoral rhetorics. When the current president of the republic declared that he would do anything to end this country, so it is still within his purview to actually keep this country peace alive, or to be true to his word and embark on a process that will fast take the country to its end. And one such moment is the moment to decide who has the National Elections Commission. The choice or the decision he makes will go a long way in determining what becomes of Liberia in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years to come. And of course, we do the conclusive rundown on the LAA Boche, Yamaten, another fanatical Unity partisan, caught in the web of concocting lies and cook up narrative to undermine and undercut professionalism at the Liberia Airport Authority in Kuhu with some misguided money gobblers at the level of the board of directors. Yes, indeed. So on yesterday at the House of Representatives, according to reporters covering the House of Representatives and some media report had it that the agenda of the House of Representatives had on it as an agenda item to consider for the expulsion of district number 10 Representative Yeke Koluba. Even before yesterday, there has been a wave of public debate on the matter, and capturing that as highlighted on the agenda, which copy is in our possession. It is the Police Inspector General who wrote the legislature complaining Yeke Koluba. What an interesting moment it is. Folks, my name is Abu Sharif, and of course it's always a good thing to be here at the shipping sides of the conversation, plus other issues making news in Liberia. We're going to take a blast of this, and of course when we come back, we delve straight into the issues right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. Keep it locked and drop your comments. Very shortly we'll go there and start to recognize some of our followers joining the breakfast this morning. Ayo.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for your authority. Let it come take your life in. Crime stop right here for us. We need safety to your door. Whether you reach or you go. If you see a you must talk enemy, you check. You wait for safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of you, stop. People bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us. Stop. People bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Okay. Crime Stopper Liberia is the official sponsor and partner of the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. Folks, fellow Liberians, we are at a crossroad, and of course, these are the very critical moment in any given society's history to be extra cautious. Even you yourself, when you're at the crossroad, you have to be very mindful in the rules governing that point. So, what do I mean by that? We're in 2026, of course, but we are having conversations about what becomes of our future as a country. And this has to concern each and everybody. You know, I was talking to you about the Elections Commission, right? And there's a reason why I put it up. And just to let you know, of course, on yesterday, about 8 hours ago, the President of the Republic made an appointment. He has named and nominated the new chairman of the National Elections Commission, and which is within the constitutional purview of the president, right? But in as much as it is within the constitutional purview of the president, it's important for us to understand that as much as we are saying that, you know, we want a peaceful election, want a free, fair, credible election, there are things that must inform it. And there are precedent. You have to look at precedent on how appointments and stuff in critical areas have been influenced in Liberia, especially further exacerbated during Mr. Bouakar's regime. extreme partisanship, extreme fanaticism for Boakai has become the order of the day in preference. Even if you have an opportunity to work in the government and you demonstrate professionalism at the highest degree, right? People are still interested in judging your political alignment. That has become a norm, a new way of practicing within the government since Mr. Boakai assumed the presidency. So let me read this for you. March 30, yesterday, 2026, Executive Mansion, Monrovia. President Joseph Newman Boakai Sr. has nominated Mr. Jonathan K. Widow to serve as chairman of the National Elections Commission following the resignation of Madam David Eto'o Brown Lassana. Mr. Widow brings to the position a wealth of experience in electoral administration, governance, and public service. He previously served as commissioner of the National Elections Commission from 2004 to 2020. During which time he held several key oversight responsibilities, including human resources, finance, and procurement. He also served as acting co-chairman of the commission, contributing significantly to the management and credibility of liberal electoral processes. In addition to his national service, Mr. Widow has participated in numerous international electoral missions and engagements across Africa, including assignments with electoral bodies in Kenya, Ghana, and Nigeria, as well as observation and assessment mission under the auspices of the African Union and ECOWAS. Mr. Widow holds a Master of Art degree with blah, 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 pending confirmation by the Liberian Senate. The president has directed that Mr. Widow serve as acting chairman of the commission until Senate reconvenes from its current recess, blah, blah, blah. Needless to say that, first of all, let me let you know that what has become the pattern with Mr. Boakai's government is a look down on the legislative authority of the Senate to confirm appointees. Everywhere Mr. Boakai has made appointments, the moment he makes the appointment, the people start to work even before going to the Senate for confirmation. I can name you cases, right? Bill Maggie Jones at the Ministry of State, replacing Cornelio Kratupa. He started work. Up to now, he hasn't been officially confirmed by the Senate, but he's working. Go to the mansion. He's working. Cornelio Kratupa started working officially before her confirmation finally happened, right? Francis Akila Nyimale and all the other folks at the local government ministry, the Ministry of Local Government, right? So it is needless to say that, oh, you'll be acting and stuff. You've been violating this thing ever since. The president has been in the constant habit of violating this thing. And we say these things to put you all on record. Those of you who are legislators in the moment where we're seeing your open disregard for your oversight and your active legislative work. You have compromised, you have caved in, right? You have been backward to allow the president's perpetual violations of our laws. This is absolutely ridiculous, but it's happening and it looks normal. And this is why you see senators are caring less about their functions anymore. Oversight doesn't even matter to them because at the end of the day, they've sold out. They've sold out significantly to the executive, so the executive does not take them seriously, right? Who cares about whether you confirm or not? Once it comes from the president and the president says, this, I'm appointing this person, right? So if Widow goes there and already start working, and then Widow goes to the Senate for confirmation, what do you think will be the ultimate decision of the Senate? This is taken away from the authority of the Senate, right? So your actions will just be ceremonious. That is to tell you that whether you confirm the mail, you not confirm the mail, at the end of the day, this man here will be the commissioner. That's what the president is trying to say. And the president is doing that because he's aware that he has a very weak Senate, right? irrespective of the caliber, maybe their education or their experience, you have a lot of people, some of them have served as Senate, as representative, as speaker, as senior committee members in the House of Representatives. Some of them have a long history of public service in the executive, blah, blah, blah. You think LeBron was converging a wealth of knowledge and experience that will ensure a very strong and robust legislative flow? But unfortunately, what do you have? A rubber stamp compromise, bunch of unprincipled bigots. That's who they are, right? Exactly. The state is being abused every day by the president, and nothing, no check and balance. No check and balance, absolutely, right? This is, I mean, so very, very disappointing and frustrating. Why? Why should it be that way? So what are you going to do? Is wither the finance? No. He has excess baggages, right? That independent, and will be raising, will be submitting, and concerns from the general public will be channeled through the Senate to consider, and see how the confirmation hearing of this individual will be weighted against moral upright standing. But now, it'll be a waste of time. It will be absolutely a waste of time to even look at this man's excess baggage. Because who is going to correct the president's decision? The Senate. Right? Are they in the position to do so? No. It's garbage in, garbage out. This is an absolute, disrespect of the integrity, the education, and the experience of these men and women gathered in that place, calling themselves elders. There's a slap in their face. Absolutely. Right? And there's been no time where they've signaled, some degree of correction to this nonsense that continues to happen from the president. Absolute nonsense. Right? The Constitution gives you the authority to appoint. Right? And it is not exclusively within your purview to just put people into public office. Your appointing authority has to be validated by the Senate confirmation. And the confirmation is not just for people to go sit down, then they thought, then they come outside. No. Right? It's an evaluation mechanism, right? To ensure that the president's choice meets and fits in with the laws. And that this person is best suited. The Senate will have the opportunity to do moral checks, integrity checks, right? Checks on professional suitability, making sure that there are more professional reasons for this individual appointment than partisan reasons. Because the Senate is working with the law. The executive is working with party manifesto. But now, you undercut that. The Senate is useless. Very useless. Youngly is running a very useless Senate. Yes. That's what it is. You think all the excess baggages that have gone inside that place and came out, you think they can pass any rigorous scrutiny? The Senate is a walk in the park. A complete walk in the park. Our democracy is injured. Our democracy is handicapped. You understand? Because these are the parts of the democratic body that completes, the whole arrangement. So the moment one is infested, it affects the functionality of the entire democratic structure. That is what we are having now. Look at the legislature. Spineless, ballless men gather and compromising on scratch card and gas lips and envelopes. Who is Wither? Is Widow our finest? No, absolutely not. A man from the war room of the Unity Party. From the Unity Party war room. Do you remember during the 2023 election, that group that Jim Flumoya organized, calling themselves former commissioner of NEC in support of Joseph Boakai? Widow was there. Widow was his co-chair. So how are we fixing this country? How are we making this country to look serious? Mr. President, you can appoint your friends, but make sure they are your friends that demonstrate, a degree. You think this is only about us, but the partners and our friends are watching. You have to care about that. You have to care about how people see you, right? How people view you. This is the very widow man who, as part of that unconstitutional arrangement, almost plunged Liberia into chaos when they prematurely declared election, 1-1 victory for Joseph Nima Boakai. You remember that time? This is widow as a war room Unity Party Boakai fanatics prematurely declaring election, right? Unconstitutionally declaring election, just as under the cover of a former NEC commissioner supporting Boakai, prematurely and before the National Elections Commission, a man who is supposed to demonstrate, right, restraint at such a crucial and critical moment, a man who, according to the executive mansion, have got a wealth of experience spanning beyond the borders of Liberia and in other electoral jurisdictions, right, almost plunged Liberia into chaos. But guess what? Look at it. He's not taken seriously. Nobody respects him. These are unfulfilled old folks in the society who've lost their essence and their relevance to be in retirement and still pursuing government appointment. Is a signal of failure. But who's the enabler? Boakai. After 12 years of serving the second most important office in the land, could barely sustain himself, could barely pay his medical bill. So who do you expect to be his friends? A gang of failure, right? So that is the man Boakai has appointed as National Election Commission chair. But he knows very well that this man cannot pass any rigorous test or scrutiny. So he undercuts the Senate critical evaluation because they are all spineless partisan bigots disguised as anything good or decent, right? So he makes the appointment and undercut them and say the man will be acting. So when you come back, right? You have to appoint a man or not appoint a man. But he's going to get. But there is a risk hanging. This man, one, is an extremist, is a partisan fanatic. This man is on record of jeopardizing the peace and undermining electoral integrity in this country. He's not a small boy. He's a grown man who acted very irresponsibly during a critical national electoral process by prematurely declaring victory for a candidate before the National Election Commission spoke. That alone is tantamount, is equal to a justifiable basis to deny this man. But again, whatever the king wants, the king gets. Whatever the king wants, the king gets. A dysfunctional legislature, a rubber stamp legislature, right? A good for nothing legislature, a good for nothing Senate. Everybody compromise there. Opposition senators, ruling party senators, independent senators, All of them compromise, bunch of useless, good for nothing people. That's who they are. I can never ever be a senator. There's nonsense happening to me. We challenge. But any of them get the balls to challenge. And this fanatic is going to walk too. But guess what? This is risky to all of us. Because electoral matters are very, very critical. When people rally their investments beyond a process, right? What we screen them is the integrity, right, of those organizing the polls. But if those organizing the polls have checkered and compromised records, and people feel like the decisions, right, are not fair, they could resort to anything. Even a day of standoff in this country is not justified. Why are you risking the country? Why are you risking our democracy? Why are people too extreme to believing that it must always be them? And by all means, it must be them. Let's be a society that promotes decency, that promotes orderliness. When old man behave like old man, when he think he has the opportunity, he say, my man, because they kind of utterance you made at your age, you're not supposed to make it one, so we can't give you the thing here. Give it to another old man. So that will be a precedent and a warning to all of the other old people that you need to conduct yourself in a certain way. But if you start to reward, right, indecency with highest offices, if our small children are going to prematurely declare election out there and say, oh, the children won't bring war in the country, the children this, these children, blah, 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 the 1990 children, they know what war is, right? But all rusty men organize themselves. The value of their education cannot even allow them to be independent in their judgment. The value of their education and exposure is not even sufficient to allow them, right, to be decent and live for the country. They're so extremely intolerant to accepting that there will always be the opposite, there will always be a divide, there will always be the other side. Education and exposure allows you to embrace diversity. But no, these are so-called elderly and so-called experienced and educated fools in this town, right? Do not recognize diversity. When people die in this country and shed blood, seeking equality and seeking for the rights of everybody and seeking multi-party democracy, and yesterday so-called educated people, some of whom will call themselves progressives. So you see how the whole progressive argument is decapitated because you have misguided elements referring to them. Sometimes young people like us are reading, and we want to kind of, because some of us are people who know us and come very close know that we're revolutionaries. Of course, in our nature, that's who we are. We're revolutionaries. So you don't think like the action of the men of those days, of those years, acted in revolutionary sense. But then you look at elements like Fourier and you say, but no, these are not. These are remnants of the oligarch. A man who can do that, not an election commission person, but just as an auxiliary, a war room man, right? Without the authority, declare first round victory for his candidate. So you can imagine that man as election commission chair in 2029. The possibility of conflict in Liberia is high. And I can say this because I don't know how Wheeler is going to remake himself. I don't know how Wheeler is going to reorganize himself. I don't know how Wheeler is going to be an objective man in a matter existing between Unity Party and any other party or any other candidate in an electoral process. If the very same leader, right, can prematurely declare electoral victory in favor of the Unity Party when he had no authority, you can imagine what will happen in 2029. And to believe that whether wars will be law and gospel and that everybody will go sit down and fold their hands and look at him, that is the most deceptive imagination that anybody will ever have. When you win election freely, fairly, nobody have a problem. But to believe that you can appoint fanatics who this is even undermining the credibility of the election that you intend to organize. Right? Let's look at time pass. This is not the first time to appoint partisans, but not extremists. Not people who do the unimaginable things. Not people who records are checkered. When Ellie made appointments, who were those? Ellie made appointments. First, Josie Allison or Morris, right? She was a buddy to Ellie, a Unity Party person, but publicly, people could not point to any kind of extremist things. By the end of the day, she was given her time. She wants to serve, right? Be seen as objective. It's important. Be seen as objective, especially when you are in certain bracket. Be seen as objective. But some of them, the education is not enough in them to even demonstrate that for one moment. They're unable. Be seen as objective. Right? First, Kokwa, a UP man, an Ellenist. Right? Jim Fomoyan. Jim Fomoyan and this man, they are buddy. The same way Jim Fomoyan almost plunged Laban into chaos and war. So where are we going? Where are we going? This is going to be the noise. 2029, you are already sending panic and fear in the population before 2029 is even here. You're already doing that. And then you put a screw on it so that the opinion and view of the critical media, the civil society, a lot of whom are compromised, so but the political opposition, which they are, of course, stakeholders in this matter, right? The view doesn't matter. And look, you can push people to an extent, but not to the extreme. If y'all keep doing this until the opposition reaches a point where they can able to say, you know what, that means things are not going normal. We can't sit down here and a few group of people move our country anyhow. And that moment is nearing. When you all put aside your ego and save the future of this country, come together and speak in one tune and challenge the status quo as a unit. Disagree with the brainwashed narrative of trying to make it seem like it's a war against CDC. CDC has a right to exist. CDC is the people, and you cannot eliminate the people. There is no way to build a government and a system against the people. How long can you sustain that? It is high time that the political opposition come together. Not government collaborators. Talking about the political opposition. The political opposition of this country need to be vehement, vibrant, and forceful. Need to come together and know that they have a stake in these things. How you take a war room fanatic and appoint him as head of our electoral body? A clear-cut UP partisan. And aside from being a UP partisan, a card-carrying member of the Unity Party, right? He is on record of a very dangerous and terrible history. We don't inform Fomoyan who changed number in the middle of the game. And he said, that mistake, what did he say? Eh? We kind of screw head all folks. Right? You take them and put a country feature in their hand. Liquor sucking old mobs, you take the country feature and put it in their hand. They didn't even care. Why our PS are progressing and moving forward, entrusting the next generation. That's why we have to look at people's track record and give them and reward them. You see what we can be telling even the ordinary people when you're voting for people, look at their history, their track record. When you find any kind of immoral thing there, that must inform you against them. And the same thing applies to the president. The president, you're gambling with the country. You're gambling with the country, and you think power is infinite. Power is not infinite. Right? With the massive, overwhelming victory of President Trump in the US, less than 2 years, did anybody expect the wave of protestation that's happening in America right now? Right? Millions across the 50+ states in America after an overwhelming victory, sweeping both the House and the Senate and the presidency. Overwhelming, convincing, massive. What are you seeing? A turnaround. Your policy must always recognize the people first, the country first. And when it reaches a point where the people see your actions are clearly undermining of the survival of the state, they will not always remain with you. And you will be very astonished to see the people you believe to be your hardcore supporters make a U-turn and start to give currency to the very opposition that you're going against. Call an election in the US today and see what happens with the Democrat. Even in red states. Even in red states, people are standing up. So when you view these things, how are they even informing you? How are they even informing your decision and the policies and the way you go about governance? You govern to win souls, to bring people over to you. That's what your governance should be. But you're governing to extremely ostracize and alienate, right, and deny other people based on their association, based on their political background, based on their political history. Should we run the country like that? Must it only be a unity party affiliated person to be head of NEC? Aren't there professional Liberians out there, right, who are politically involved, but at the same time professionally and very disciplined in their politics? Aren't there? Must you take a war woman and make election commission chair? Is that the only way you can win election after 6 years? After 6 years, with the resources of this country to develop and win the people over to you, you have to put a fanatic there to guarantee you re-election? Right? Must you do that? Must you do that? The we are you condemn and criticize. We are who appoint a UP partisans in critical areas. The GAC, P. Joshua Jackson, no history of support to the CEC, who are appointed, who's making all of the audit. This is how you run a country. Who's doing all of the audit against the CDC people? In a Gaswa, who appointed Gaswa? George Weah. He was doing it for the country. So the difference between you and Mr. Weah is just clear. You're not running a country. You're running a party club. And this is dangerous, Mr. President. It has a way to come back. And that's what we do not need. Those of you in the civil society, it wouldn't look a problem to you. You wouldn't even say a thing. You wouldn't even say a thing. When Budike was appointed in this town, you all made it an issue. You all made it an issue. and lie and concocted lie only to get established that Wambutike is a genuine constitutional citizen of Liberia. You wrongfully abuse the man's right, deny him his franchise. And you so-called civil society were all around here. But you so-called civil society that must be ensuring that the integrity of our public institutions are upheld fully, right? See this classic abuse of that fundamental democratic pillar, but you only say anything, you mesmerize and pacify it. You're okay, right? Because it suits your taste of marginalizing and denying in your mind, in your small mind, is enough to deny. But what you don't realize, that the people you are fighting, they're more than you. What you don't realize, that the people you are organizing against are more organized than you. What you don't realize, that the people you are fighting to split, they are more united than you, because they are united by identity. They're not united by wealth. They're not united by social class, right? Or financial potency. No, they are united by an identity grounded in their history and their background. It is just a moment to trigger them to come together, right? Organize better, right? And resist you, and resist you, and resist your appointment, and uproot your entire establishment. They have the capacity, they have the potential to do it because they have the numbers. That you don't know. You're so illiterate and educated fools to understand these common realities. And you're risking the country because of your selfish desire to ostracize a group of people. This is absolute nonsense. People have taken years and years to build themselves, build their lives. And you're gambling with the future, stability, and the peace and tranquility of this country. That's what you're doing. This is nonsense. It's a bunch of casino goers, gamblers, and bring them, put them over the country, and they're taking risks. They're gambling. That's what they're used to. All of them. Check the casinos at night. All of you so-called leaders, a bunch of gamblers. That's why the country is going nowhere. That's why the country is going nowhere. See, this is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Foolishness. But you think it's going to earn you the desired result? It's not, because it will be resisted vehemently. And the mobilization and organization is going to begin now. It's going to begin right now. The people will organize themselves. They'll mobilize themselves across the length and breadth of this country, from village to village, from hamlet to hamlet, from town to town, from city to city. The people organize themselves to resist your nonsense. You think you can steal election here after failing the people and stealing for 6 years? You think you can do that? Organize a free, fair election. Put somebody in charge with reputation and an honor and dignity that will respect themselves and respect their mind and their power, and organize a free, fair election and see whether you asses will not be defeated. Try it. Nonsense. You're in danger of rescuing all of us. Then you sit down here, you say you're president, you sleeping, Guinea people can't tell about land, you can't do anything, you compromising that because your nephew or your brother or your sister's son, right, is accused of illegal mining, and you're covering that nonsense up. You can't appoint a partisan to go ahead neck. You're dealing with foolish people in this country. Well, because you served 12 years as president, you couldn't even pin your horse fence. Right? You leech. A complete leech on the state. Unproductive nonsense. Fair Liberian, it's up to you. You sit down. You will be used, you will be pulled by your nose like slavery days. That's what they will do to you. They will deny your children every opportunity. That's what they're planning. But it's not going to happen. It will not happen. Oh, our dear body, we will die before it happens. Oh, yeah. That nonsense will not happen. Look, when we're reading history, when we are listening and we're hearing that nonsense that used to be happening to our forefathers and things, that we can be getting vexed. Our blood can be boiling. Getting vexed. Hey, yeah, that nonsense you're doing to the people you're doing hot tax and treating our people. You think that nonsense your grandpa and they can come and do it? Yeah? Let they call, man. Oh, what kind of man so? Eh? And say we Jonathan Freedom. Can there be any act of uselessness more than prematurely declaring electoral results? That alone. Eh? Then you go open base info, yeah. Say you're training people. You won't be doing rebel Bennett. Say you're training people. I thought you say you can change the country in a way that the opposition will never come back to power. Why you can't do that one? Small chicken to factory road right here, you're able to face it. And you know you can't win election in chicken to factory anymore because you lie to the people. Everywhere you touch, you spoil. Everywhere you touch, you spoil. So now, y'all gotta do war Bennett, stealing Bennett with the election. Eh? You give your friend pay for LEC, the electricity was stable that time, you claim it, you say that your time reached to pay now, you can't pay. LEC go down. Whole day, la. One moment, my people always say, in 6 months, electricity will be stable. Another moment, you say 2028. Another moment, you say 2029. Everybody just lying club. Nonsense. 0776 104 104 06500 104 plus 221 86 500 104 are the numbers to call to be live, and let's see what the Senate will do. I do not expect the Senate to do anything. Nobody get voice. Nobody will say anything. They will allow it to go. But listen, what you are doing, you're setting a terrible precedent. The people will reserve the right to resist, and that's what they will do. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu Sherry.
Morning. Go ahead.
Abu, let me say this to opposition community, including our former President George Weah. If TDC sit down and opposition community sit down, this next chairperson is the confirming. Our customer is done so who need the participants right now. The participants go. Because there has been nothing to go for. This is complete nonsense to the higher level. Because we are silent is becoming.
No, this is not an entire. This is about the country. This is about you and myself. Why should people compel people to live in oppression? You have the opportunity to convince even me. Yeah, you have the opportunity to convince me to believe that you are the right person for the country. You're feeling like that. People on the street, you can't even get them hope. And you won't perpetuate yourself. Thank you, Mr. Dozo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I will thank you for the show. This is Washington Soap, and I come from Jacksonville.
Go ahead.
I will by this time we expect the opposition to come up with serious statement against that widow man. Just that nonsense to the people of this country. I will go say your policy. I mean, who was just very active in the recent 2023 election, supporting you, reading election results, declaring you a winner before the National Election Commission. And they come here and kind of pointing a chair for that party. The opposition should have been serious statement, and we should resist that. I mentioned each step at the Senate for confirmation. That's complete nonsense. So they as that rate, your own case, man. What I'm saying is that that's complete nonsense. That's not that thing. The opposition will come with serious statement.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Hello?
Morning.
Yeah, how are you?
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Prince. I'm calling from Broadview Rainbow Community.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, let me tell you my suggestion. I want to get this money. Why is my mind here? If the may attempt in the home of next election, if the day out of your get called by the thing, you get called by for that state. I'm a wolf. I'll bring, I will take people from district 17 to carry that into district 10.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Morning. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. We are very weak and lazy. And it's time now we should be in pitching pocket of power. Because I feel like they are still like the rich. But we should be moving. We should get it and remove power because he has still it's a complete pocket for us. So, look at
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, good morning. I want to say thank you for the show this morning. You see, Abu, President Baka is a disgrace to the country. I don't want to call my name, but Abu, I've been seriously trying to talk with some of you. We have plenty I want to talk to you, but for you people to everything all over camera so can be scared to come on that place because for where we find ourselves in. That's why. But Abu, why we say to you, Baka is a disgrace to the country and we don't even know from the security center attacking you. Even the hurricanes are in the security, they are bad in security. We can be listening to you sometimes, all of the time, but no way for the same thing. As I speak to the security, even in the security,
but I know.
There are number that will be giving us some key information when we in meeting there.
Anytime you ready to come to the office, yeah, ask for me. We'll talk.
Yeah, so it seems like I really want to get. I want to get some. I want to give you some information that is important.
Thank you very much. Everywhere is not happy. Everywhere is not excited. You think we don't know? Then you won't be, Sonny. You are in a bubble, Mr. President. You're in an echo chamber, and you're not even seeing what is happening. Right? They're micromanaging you. What is that? Morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Let me say good morning to your listeners. My name is Eugene Jobon. I call you from Capital Bypass. Abu, like you rightly said, if we are now put on any coordinated support in the opposition camp, I think this is the time. This is
beyond. Look, I don't want to politicize it. This is beyond opposition because here's where the ordinary people it should matter to them, right? If you do the election like this, if you go to election and the opposition feel treated, if they destabilize this country, you will get affected. And this is why you guys say, no, Mr. President, you got to follow the law and make sure you post somebody that everybody agree with.
Exactly. So this is beyond a political party. This is about the survivability of our country, democracy. And like you said, Abu, we cannot trust the Liberal Council of Churches now, because they are big diplomats.
My man, Leon, Council of Churches is a board member. We're talking about board member. We're talking about the people themselves. You see, Council of Churches.
Liberal to survive now, it depends on the ordinary people, and our senators. We don't even trust them. So we need to rally as ordinary people, to resist the confirmation of this individual. Why does the president have the right to appoint? Well, you cannot do it to the detriment of the country. You cannot do that. Just few months ago, you had it reading the election result. So what is the possibility that you will show some neutrality in election result? It's not possible.
Never man, without authority, without net result coming in, without even United Party war room. And the Taliban coming in, they may declare. So you can imagine the risks. But thank you, Eugene. Thank you. Let me take Crime Stopper shortly. I'll come right back. Crime Stopper, Liberia.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner.
My musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety.
Okay, so welcome back, folks. Folks, sometimes a lot of you do not understand, and you're like, oh, what are you, man, right? And everybody has to speak with this degree of passion and vehemence for Liberia. Because you know why? This is the country that have given us everything. This is the country you feel relaxed in. You're anywhere you feel relaxed to build yourself, build your children. This is the country. So you must make sure to guarantee and contribute to the protection of the stability of that country in whatever way, however way. That's what they call patriotism. Making sure that you contribute in your little way to the protection, the preservation, right, of the integrity of this republic by respecting the laws, supporting the laws, right, and giving your everything for this country. And that's what we come here, we sacrifice daily. You think the measure of patriotism is in weakness? You think the measurement of patriotism is in spewing nonsense in windows? No, it's speaking at the time where the survivability and stability of the country is at risk. And this is the most inherent danger Liberia's peace and tranquility has experienced since the cessation of hostility in Liberia. This is the most dangerous threat to our democracy. That's what the president has committed. And every patriotic force must be rallied to resist this nonsense. We know Mr. Bwaka's president because we trusted in his ability to come and deliver and emancipate and rescue our people, to give us the hope and believe that he is the man and that we will be able to stand with him. Even if he wants to go for territory, we'll be able to stay with him. But that is based on visible deliverables, transformation and impact. Not through coercion. What you're trying to do is coercion. What you're trying to do is compromise. Taking the election, stealing the will of the people by appointing a narcissist partisan at the National Elections Commission, thereby undermining the credibility of integrity and the integrity. You think partners will put money in your partisan club? What is that? This country I've seen so much. Nobody choose their country of birth. You think all that nonsense is going to be doing? You think anybody choose where they won't be? No. God has a unique reason why he did not do that for anybody. So nobody is more citizens than their friend. Nobody loves the country more than their friend. That nonsense taught there. Nonsense. Who told you because you're a United Party president, you support United Party? That means the rights of other people should be abused for you. That one common denominator we have, Liberia, and that's the common denominator we all must work to protecting. Nobody hold more right for that than the other person. Everybody is equal. And that's why we must act in keeping with the laws. And if our laws are too obstinate to guarantee, right, the protection of everybody, then we must, as a group of thinking human beings, we must rewrite our laws to meet the current day reality. Now, let me read from my own big brother Eddie Jawolo, one of the strongest voice in the civil society. You know, I mentioned the civil society, and all of them, there are people of Tsunami, and you know, me, I like to call spade or spade. So most times, people will not understand, say, oh, they were, but I friend and respect all the people out there. But my thing is, you can be people, you're the watching from here all the way to the moon, you come back. The day you sleep, you can be my friend, you're the watching. Just make sure you be doing the right thing, you be fair. Right? So this is it. Eddie wrote, Eddie of Nimot, so the National Elections Commission requires leadership firmly grounded in patriotism, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to national service, not a political party service. I'm adding that. The National Elections Commission is a delicate institution because it is the fulcrum of our democracy. It is the fulcrum, right, of the peace and tranquility that we enjoy. The protection of our future lies with, right, the sober-minded nature of those who preside over the National Elections Commission. That's what it is. But you don't take a bunch of misguided partisan idiots and place them over the National Electoral Body and you expect all of us to remain silent. For what? Why are we going to do that? Nonsense. So elections are inherently sensitive, right? Inherently sensitive processes. When managed with professionalism and care, they strengthen democratic legitimacy. They what? Strengthen democratic legitimacy. Just like I said previously, when you get election, the reason you get electoral body there is to legitimize the outcome of voting decisions. But how can you grant legitimacy to a process when you yourself, you are covered with illegitimacy and compromises of the law and the rules? How is that so difficult for people who went to school 15 years, right? 20 years. They have master's degree. They've been in government for so long, knowing that this thing here, the single up most important purpose for why we have a National Electoral Commission, it becomes the validator. And to be the validator means you are the one who authorize or grant legitimacy to electoral decisions. So for a group of people that affirms legitimacy, they must be legitimately, right, vetted, recruited, and placed there. Because when you manage electoral processes with professionalism and care, they strengthen democratic legitimacy. But when mishandled, like what we are seeing, when you mishandle, right, they can undermine public confidence and national stability. And this is the beginning. Mr. Barker, you are stumping your toes very dangerously. Very dangerously. You are sitting wherever you are taking this for a joke. This is the beginning of igniting, right? The beginning of Liberia's instability. We're saying this to you because you have a government that's failing, that's not delivering, that's compromising. Our people are angry. They want to take democratic electoral decision, blah blah blah. You to be able to flip the democratic decision of the people, you have to deliver for them. You have to do what you can. You have to communicate your gains and your successes, but you don't do it by undermining the integrity of our electoral body. Don't do it. Your team will not go there. These people don't have the right. They don't have whatever right to do anything. But if we put fanatics there, they do not see beyond the limit of their partisanship. That is the danger of having an extremist and a partisan occupying sensitive positions or institutions like that. Experience across the region and beyond underscores that contested or poorly managed elections can contribute to instability. In this regard, the president's constitutional responsibility to appoint commissioners is of profound national significance. Such appointments should be guided by merit, independence, and a strong sense of patriotism, ensuring that the national interest above personal consideration drive those selections. Let's check the president appointee. Does the president appointee fit this? And kudos to Eddie Jawolo. This is excellent. This is excellent. And we must take actions to making sure that we're able to communicate this with the people's deputy, the senators. Eddie, the senators are spineless, right? They do not see beyond the limit of partisanship and partisan dislike and disapproval. You cannot judge and mortgage and compromise the stability of this country because of a vendetta you hold for the CDC. No, it shouldn't be that way. Let them be. Let your work, right, discourage people from the CDC. That's what you should do. Now, And let's measure the appointee by the standard that Eddie has spoken about here. Such commissioners appointed there, right? Their appointments should be informed and guided by what? Merit. They must merit it. That merit speaks to what? Speaks to their education, their experience, their technical knowledge, right? Their track record, and the quality of their services if they have any job history, right? That will qualify them. Then you say the person merit this job because, of course, this is the person's area of control. The independence. We're talking about the National Elections Commission. Anywhere around the world, independence. Is WIDA independent? No. WIDA is not even seen as an independent. WIDA says, right? WIDA is seen as a fanatic, as an extremist, as a far-right, uncompromising Unity Party bigot. That's what he is. Willing to kill, willing to eliminate, willing to do anything dangerous to opposition. He doesn't qualify the attribute of an independent thinker. He's not. He's a compromised bootlicker. That's who he is. A sycophant. An unfulfilled, good-for-nothing man who sees his life only through the lens of political bootlicking and sycophancy. That's who he is. That's what the record shows. I mean, go in MFI and see what's there. You know how many decent human beings that will get in this country? Right? We're good. Look, maybe I come and do some PR, but look, they won't check on me. Even Eddie Jawolo can be National Election Commission. You may agree or disagree with him. He himself knows that I'm one person that always disagree with him. But I can tell you, we can run the risks of Eddie because look at Eddie's track record. And the other people, right? Eddie has contributed significantly not only to supporting Liberal democracy, right? But even beyond the borders. ECOWAS and other people, they recognize and go there. He can build on that and something. We need human beings like that. Or there are other people even more than him. I'm saying, in the worst case now, what do you think you lost? You see, who told you always only have to look within the Unity Party tent, defunding Liberia only by Unity Party? Very dangerous. The credibility and effectiveness of the NEC are central to safeguarding peace, stability, and social cohesion. This is a consequential movement that calls for careful, thoughtful, and principled decision-making in the best interest of the country. The present decision most times are not in the interest of the country, and most times selfishly in the interest of himself, his family, his party, and that's all. This reflection is offered in good faith and in the spirit of contributing to our collective national interest. Attention, Joseph Parker. But he has already wasted the nonsense. But Mr. President, you can still reverse it. Mr. President, you can reverse this. Mr. President, the people that are saying that with you always turning you into the extremist monster. Mr. President, when hell break loose in this town, you're an old man. These people will not be there. You will be shocked to see some of them will be giving testimony. Some of them will come and testify against you. Mr. President, he will be not good though. Mr. President, you occupy the highest office in this country, Mr. President. Some of them will say, oh, we let you, but we can take our term as grandchildren. Your grandchildren. No matter what you do, we are your grandchildren, Mr. President. We'll be telling Mr. President, the things are going on. These people are not serving you well. They're very same people. They country, they're wicked. These same people will be testifying against you. Remember that there is tomorrow. Your biggest legacy will be to manage this country for as long as the people grant you the authority, whether for 6 years, 12 years, but when you lead this country with dignity, when you lead this country, right, in legitimacy, Mr. President, without creating any semblance or anything of instability and disturbance, Mr. President, that alone will be a great deal of legacy for you. Mr. President, the extreme radicals are pushing you beyond the borders. I don't know what their true intentions are, but this is a dangerous journey that you have embarked on. Continue with the call. Let me take 5 more calls. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. Speak now or forever hold your peace. This is our country. What happens and what becomes of our country is very, very important. We can have the political issues and stuff, but this one has got to do with even the stability of the business that you're investing in. Do you want to make your 10,000, 100,000 investment in Liberia, believing that 2029 some political issue will happen in this country and people will have the opportunity to loot? Don't you think you have to talk to the president? Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
And good morning to the Freedom family. My name is Omari Morris. I call from Oro.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bwaka seems to be that he don't like this country to be clean. How can you look at kill someone who has already killed their daughter before? Definitely the case is still on. You want to free them, then you come back and say you're pointing them on at such a position. Mr. Bwaka, you need to know you cannot carry our country to chaos. You continue to do what is not correct in this country. Mr. Bwaka is against us. Who in Liberia continues to do what is not correct. The video is just for this. Because men will be here prepared to resist this. We will not tolerate such a thing from Mr. Bwaka. He saw our land already in Lofa country there. That's why he took his nephew or his cousin and put them over the particular company. They saw our land already. We are aware of this. Just because Mr. Yaka Kolba talk about that, he said we want to expel Yaka Kolba. We don't want to go far. We are urging Mr. Bwaka. We are urging Mr. Bwaka to take note of this. Let he take that woman back and then reappoint another person. Or else, they will resist Mr. Bwaka for such a reckless behavior that he continue to carry on.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Oh yeah, it's a test for the Senate, but do I even trust them? Do they even have balls, let alone talk about testing their balls? But good morning.
Yeah, okay. My name is J.K. Senate and I do joint participation.
Go ahead.
So I actually want to know who has been, appointed by the president.
So one, Jonathan Widow, eh?
Okay. So what we actually want to do here is that we are listening and then we have been hearing this rumor since 2-3 weeks ago that they were going to appoint somebody within a camp. But we want to say this to our lawmakers. We are clearly asking you guys not to confirm that identical individual because we are watching with people eyes for those of you that will be confirming.
The man he appointed, the man almost took the country to war. The election was on. Imagine how 2023 election was tensional, right? Next thought he the man went and declared one-round victory. That day it was not easy. Right? That the same man can appoint now, so you can imagine what the man will do 2020. The man has no independence.
It is not a threat.
And the man is not patriotic. The man doesn't care about Liberia. He cares about his friendship and his party. That's the kind of man he appointed. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is James Farden, chairman of the Veteran Assembly in District 16, Nikuta. The issue of the lawmaker who believe in transparency and accountability. Honorable Daisy Ravi Simbo, right to the point. I said it the other day. I said when this government came into power, our constitution is temporarily suspended. You understand? This government is acting on their own, quote unquote, as I tend to be. their own time revised constitution because they have breached the entire constitution completely. So the government has been seeking, from the onset, for chaos in this country. And this is the thing we are seeing. Can you imagine what happened in the past? Somebody who, the past government, investigated and the president found guilty for killing their own daughter. You free the president and give the president, position to look out. You understand? There are a lot of things you did that said that you have breached the constitution. Somebody, I just monitor, Bana FM, where Winston just made a clip. When this particular, winner was running campaign in over. And when the IT said, yes, we have made us a million mark, the party have made us a million mark against CDC.
I said the men declare election in fact, the men declare one run.
Yeah, I listened to the clip. Why you were running campaign? Your party, strong supporters, the party, that kind of man, you appointed to be chairperson for the election commission. So we're looking up to the Senate. But I don't know whether, the house there, they are being bought by the executive. What are they doing? Are they saying or they want to tell that they can sit by here, chaos coming to the conference, the house of the Senate, the house of representatives. So we're looking up to them to see whether it is transparent and clear that this man is a unity party. Whether they will also be able, to elect him their path. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me take you right here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
Get me?
Yeah, get it. Go ahead. You're live, man.
Thank you. My name is Lever Kotu. I call you from my single resident. Abu, we getting there small.
Oh. That's also cool. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. You are the second to the last caller.
I'm Professor Joseph calling from the overhead. Joseph forgetting the brains are so big. You take your own party. There's a fair passage to 2029. Joseph Baga is setting the precedent for now. Why will you be doing all the things
so that clear passage to instability? It doesn't when you know win election, you have to election. How many people will die? You take election in blood. You take it in blood.
We voted you as president of this country. We now voted you to be bringing a family member to cause confusion in this country. If you know you want to country, leave her alone. Leave her alone. I have a contribution to the show this morning.
Thank you very much. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Misha. You joined from the Line Freeway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the issue about the National Election Commission, the government, they will try if possible to put on in that position for their own interest. So if the opposition are careful, because I see all of this happening, the opposition community just quiet, not doing anything.
And when people quiet, let me tell you, when people quiet, it's time for you to be careful and worry about them. When people talking, no, listen. When people talking, at least you know they're talking, you know what they're saying. But when people quiet, don't underestimate it and say, oh, they're quiet. You know, nobody know what they're doing, what they're planning. Why are they quiet? In fact, we should be asking, why are they quiet? Hey, instead of seeing it as weakness, you should be concerned, why are they even quiet? Thank you. Morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. I'm Avi Johnson calling from the chairperson for the Concern Library for Justice. So now, as the election commission, he will not have the capacity to check 2029 because the better will be resounding. The people will speak out. You know, when the country goes to election, the power to the people, they don't listen to even soil. So they will be speaking with their authority in their hand.
Don't do the things you're supposed to do. Thank you. Don't do the things you're supposed to do. Right? Ignore the cries of the Liberian people. Ignore your own agenda. Don't work. Sit down and wait. Say without will take election and give it to you. And without get spare life. So let him take election and give it to you. Right? Or maybe you decide, don't even organize election, I won't will. But when you organize election and the Liberian people are free, they go, they stand, they exercise their constitutional right and they choose. How are you even going to turn that one around. How? Rescue the people, create jobs, right? Even your most compromised supporters, people who used to be critical of all the issues in the town that can be, when we push them, Abdullah Kiatamba, they analyze what is to be passing from one resident to the other, who can go in coma now for 6 months, you can't talk nothing. When the boy say, oh, other guy, then he can't also. The only thing that he feel comfortable to agree with, that you will not even have problem with a small thing that coming, that to say, oh, the UP not creating job. And that's what the people want from you. So even people who you have compromised already, right? They can be broken. Then the second kind say you're not creating job. So don't create job. Leave it. Think because you in government, so it's for you. We don't go there. Go sit on there with her. Go prematurely get election. Let's see how you do it. And let's see how you protect that decision. That's all I can say, Mr. President. In fact, to lend credibility to your own decision, the best thing you can do is to withdraw this man. Because this man wears the garment that will even tint the legitimacy of your re-election if it should happen. So, as a leader, as an incumbent, you are primarily concerned about legitimacy. You're a democratically elected president. You did not come to power through the barrel of the gun, nor through an orthodox hijack of power. You got to the presidency through the express democratic will of your people. And that is your biggest trump card, your biggest trump card. If you ignore that one and you are not working to solidify and cement that grip, you want to consider other means, you are missing it. Those other means have got dire consequences. You want to run the risks? Go ahead, Mr. President. Let's see how it plays out. Come stop up quickly. We'll come back with the other issue here.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime and body, don't take law in your hands for your authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime stop right here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stop the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stop, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime stop the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stop. Ini wala po, anyway, make be easy. I said to Palani, I said mama my pagela time out the way to pagge cause I said I let me the boss says you were killing the day. He see me with different man, ma. You still love Crafty King. It's Avenue Records. So how this is major, man. I love it. Every day you're waiting. Why you're friendly? That's sleeping. I love it. Doing just the crazy. Why? They must forget friend, I love that. You better hit 1 million. So the job big day, you got me that I love that. Every day you're fighting. Why your friend in the lane not sleeping, I love that. You are your separating. Why they must forget friend, I love that. You better hit 1 million. So the job big day, you got me that I love that. You say patient, boy, you live fat and boo. But don't be very patient, man. Take no boo. They may not like you winner, you can see good. Or I should sweep your face with it. Yeah, boom. Before you know the better, even get time for you. Look at your face and start, you used to be cute. But every day there's somebody knocking on you. And now they have pay room, they got place for you. Not to what you're separating, one day tell room. You pay must forget from you will do. Jelly sitting there, your love will shine like the moon. The way they got removed for your all of a cool room. You better put straight in yourself, also on your room. All that frustration get you today. Feeling wrong,
okay, Crafty K. LRB song that love there. I rescue here. We giving 25 kg bag to Solomba people that love there. Taking the people there, giving them 2 bags of 25 kg bags.
Supposed to be
25 kg rice, 2 bags of 25 kg rice for land. That's what the Baka government do. So, oh yeah, that one, yeah. This 25 kg. He can enjoy the kid, people tell the kid, I don't 5,000, right? So they gave the land, the Solomba people land for 2 bags of rice. This is Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, it's always a good thing to have you join us for the nation's most fascinating breakfast conversations around issues making news in Liberia. Okay. Land for 2 bags of rice. I rescue them. Okay, Crafty K, thanks for that contribution. Let's now move as time is gradually winding. This is coming from our sister Pram FM. Say Pram FM correspondent reports that the National Disaster Management Agency reportedly distributed 2 25 kg bags of rice to each of the 15 affected towns in Lufa, located near the disputed border. Each of these towns has more than 100 residents. These guys at the NDMA are seen to be jokers. This is shameful. So I know. So I can really predict it, man. I said right here, I told you, I used to be telling you, I said, Boga Fini giving out land all. They just buying time. As soon as they get ready, they will carry the 6-inch Lifoco mattress. They'll go to Lifoco, and design management will go to 6-inch Lifoco mattress and carry few bags of rice and give it to the people. Let 2 bags of rice. For the people land, 2 bags of rice for the people dignity. For la the land go 2 bags of rice for land. The first country to kill land off for 2 bags of rice. Well, that's all I want you doing now. You want to see election. 2 bags of rice for land. The first country in the world to get land off for 2 bags of rice. 2 bags of rice. Let me hear what you think about that. When they want to break in, you have to smoke on. It's a 2 bags. That's the latest development coming on the Solomba border land issue. 15 towns affected. 2 bags of rice to each person. 2 bags of rice to each. About what? About 100 people in each of the town. They go 2 bags of rice. 2 bags of rice. That real slavery. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 104. This is the way the government has resolved the Solomba border dispute. Do you think this is the best way to beg arrest for the Solomba land? They say you hold your heart. You put your hand in cold water, that 2 beg arrest, at least you'll be managing that one. Say, say, oh, what happened to the land? Say, oh, you're just hold the beg arrest. Right? Good morning. What do you think? Good morning. Okay, that person is not. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning to the Liberian people.
Mm-hmm. This other news from Lufa.
Abu, I think our country has a mortgage by Mr. Walker. And I mean, you do not need
2 beg of rent. Even Liberia can give you hard stuff for 2 beg of rent.
Even in America, you can't. Even in America, you can't do the kind of thing to the people. In America, where everybody won't go. Because when you have Liberia, you know, when you want to go to say that I want to go to America, they don't treat the people like that. So what Walker will sit down and they who won and the war for speaking good English, they will give it all the only people that land that are making fun, find a livelihood for only for 2 beg of rice. 225 kg.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll tell you how you are. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is IJS. I join you from 72nd.
Government gave 2 beg of rice to the people of Solomon to cool their heart and forget about the land business. What do you think?
I just believe that the government came to make more bills. If you can't get the people there for just a beg of rent, I think he's not being fair with the Liberian people.
Okay, thank you. It's not fair with the Liberian people. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. 2 beg of rent for land.
Yeah, my name is Nelson. I'm calling from Glasgow, the RI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see, that's what we've been saying in this country. This government is not.
Both people can treat the other people like trash. This is exactly treating the people like trash. See what matter, the people lose their farmland, their property. You go, oh, that 2 beg of rent, taking other people like trash. But yeah, they own a scratch card. Their scratch card in their game man salary. You give up. But like, who finish?
Seriously, you take somebody home, you have 4 town that is new.
Yeah.
The country that surround the hero. And it's decided to 2.5 kg.
No, they think ahead. Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Morning, 2 beg of rent for land.
The money they pass people now, why get that lay off and smoke you? So I did it to honor.
They are not experienced. 2 beg of rent for land. Good morning.
Thank you again, Abu. I've been just again for 2 check for justice. You know, as I said on the other video, the president need to step down. The president need to step down. The president need to tell Liberian people what they did over there. Those cars that they received from Guinea, they will explain those cars, the negotiation behind those cars, and the land issue. Because all things connect. You get the people car, and you give me car, I give you land. And I give you steady, piece of the bomb.
But the thing is that we immoral suffering out here, but sovereignty, being territorial integrity, this, that, the poor giving 2 beg of rail. Can you imagine?
The Muslims said I ever to Guinea, but they try to sway the public in the name of Guinea can't be our land. The president need to step down.
Okay, thank you very much. 2 beg of rail for land, the first country in the world. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
This is the common chairman. I'm still working when I joined from the show.
Go ahead.
Let me say thank you again.
After all the noise we made in the time here, the government will give 2 beg of rent to our people, my people.
Abu, that's a big news. According to unconfirmed information, sources are telling me that 3.8 million is going to start just to remove or get over. They see that. So what this government, what is there that is their priority? Is it the people? Are they people drilling or are they selfish? Or people that came, to get, in regions at the expense of the people? Why would you be giving all down 2 beg of rent from the package? Then you place aside 3.8 billion just to illegal or lawfully remove or lawmaker because
okay, thank you very much. 2 beg of rent for Solomba. Hold your peace. Stop all the noise. Government finna giving 2 back of red. Let's hear you, my friend.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Welcome to my country.
Mm-hmm.
Abu, that's Wednesday. The team is moving from power. Yeah, I feel that everybody feel this way.
No, y'all be saying that. Y'all think that Joey have been 2 back of red for land. Y'all be saying that when they both that Joey have been. I see this been 2 back of red for land. Good morning. Let me do 2 more. Hello, good morning. Yeah, 2 back of red for land. Let's hear you. What do you think? Our country, imagine Liberia, compromising land for 2 back of red, giving it to the poor people, the poor farm that spoil everything. That will not continue. That only 2 back of red.
Only 2 back of red for people who make it farm.
Oh, you hear the news report for people watching the people living on that farm and small trading, right? Guinea-Bissau can't take the people land. Government go and intervene. Disaster management agency distribute 2 bag of red to the people.
Well, dividing the red is good, but the people need their land back. How will they go back when?
Basically, that's what the people. Basically, I've not been talking about rice business. The people been talking about their land. They say we want our land, but then giving the poor rice. Why are you giving the poor rice to quiet the people? So that after 6 months and then nothing can happen.
The land is for the people, but right now the people that is stressed out and they have nowhere to go, no house to live in. They are living on a shelter. Some are living in the bush.
Yeah, but you're not giving them shelter. You're giving them bag of rice. How long can that 2 bag of rice sustain the people for?
The land is not important to them. It's the land, because when they have the land, they will make farm and the farm will give them.
That's what they say. So why is the government taking all the time to finally conclude a negotiation with the Guinean to go back and let the people go and claim their land?
Because the government wants people to suffer because they didn't care for the people. If they will care for the people, they will find ways for the people to go back to their land.
Okay. It's frustrating actually. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, bro.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Jerry Ekra, and I do join you from Private City, Motor Corner. Yeah, bro, Abu, I just want to ask a question. Do we have a president or a caretaker?
We have something like one of the two you mentioned.
Yeah. So I just want to answer that question. Do we have a president or a caretaker?
Depending where you are seated, and when you're sitting on the other side, you say that caretaker. You're sitting on the other side, you say that president. Anyone that you choose, you can decide. Right now, you can decide what you want to consider. You want to consider president that A. You want to consider caretaker that A. You want to consider autopilot that A. Anything you want to consider. The country loose.
All right, bro. Thank you for the time.
Okay, thank you very much. Very, very loose right now. And, like self-governed, nothing going on. The only thing I do, 2 bag of rice for land. They won't send and put water in my heavy. But anyway, folks, that is for you to keep, pondering and thinking over and seeing what you can do. Tomorrow will come with more on it. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, right here on the big station, fellow Liberians. As these dangerous partisan attitudes and actions continue to hold our country down, and we're seeing unabated actions from the president to further give currency to these things. It is hurting and, of course, affecting efficiency across very important sectors of the country. One such man who is an extreme fanatics of the Unity Party is this guy at the helm of the board of directors at the Liberia Airport Authority, who made very baseless, frivolous, unfounded claims and allegations only to ferment the illegal removal of the management team at the airport, and also to cover up an audit report that will clearly implicate partisans and relatives of his. So when the management team decided to do an audit, this man went feeding on the scene partisanship and wrote a collection of diatribes and baseless accusations, submitting them to the president and requesting the president to remove the management team at the airport. We decided to go back only to realize that the claims being made have got no substance. The claims are only fueled by partisan entitlement, believing that they are more partisan and they must have leverage, unthinkable leverage beyond the remit of their authority as bulls. When the laws are clear on the rule and define on what exactly the bull is supposed to be doing, reviewing, supervising, and providing oversight and making sure that actions and decisions remains in the best interest and in accordance with the laws of the entity, but no dictating and wanting to be the one. That's the most disturbing one. Because this man is in a cahoots with a company that underperforms on a project that was given. And this is part of the way they have always dealt issues there. The new team say, okay, you say the project failing here, but before we pay you, let's carry our own people to go and evaluate in accordance with the contract. The boy go there with a naked out, they hire expert consultant. The expert consultant came and did a review and reported issues with the performance. Because people who inflate contracts and give it to contractors and then secure the kickbacks in the contract. So, based on those arrangements, the contractors will poorly deliver on the project. But then these inside conspirators will be there pushing. Since the boat here now, you push. So boat here, you got to hurry that thing, get a thing so you send it. Boat here ask them MD. MD, why they put him do the poor payment? Now they are posting it. Also, you want 15% on the people? How you say I want 15%? When the independent consultant came here and presented a report, we took it to the board, you saw it, and you saw the issues they raised, and we all agreed that before payments are made, right, these things have to be sorted out, right? The General Auditing Commission came and did an audit report here on the Data project and raised fundamental guidelines, procedural issues with them. Are you telling us to pay money to people who have questions over the execution of a contract that was awarded? We say no. And we're not saying no because we don't want to pay, but we say these things must be qualified and satisfied, and then we pay in accordance with what the evaluation will come out with. No, the man doesn't want it. The man says, oh, Mr. President, move the man from here. Mr. President, Mr. President, you see what happened if you keep allowing these people think that because they have a relationship with you, you put them somewhere and they go there, right? They're trying to abuse the sanity of the environment and bend it backward towards supporting their own aggrandizement. This is the board that I am being told, headed by Yan Martin, who will normally over the weekend take a phone to call the MD or the controller or that weekend yell. And when these folks are unable to provide money, then he piled that as a grievance. So that's how they have piled up the grievances, because the folks who normally ask them to give justification for whatever. Because they say, oh, no money, oh. because there's procedure in getting the money out, but they do not want it that way, right? When weekend reach, you call the bull, you take money and give it to the bull. Then they go, they flex. Another way, you take money and give it to the bull. So that is what that have changed at the airport that Yan is not pleased with, and he believes the men are not hardcore UP men. Mr. President, move the men from there. The LCAA, I'm told there is a small fee that every passenger pays at the airport. And that fee goes to the LCAA and is supposed to be used as school safely for development, small, upkeep and stuff. The airport. Can the LCAA head, right, provide proper accountability? Can the president launch or the General Auditing Commission goes there to investigate? I'll get you the name of the fees tomorrow. There's some other $15 or $20 or $30 that everybody pay. They go directly towards that. And you can imagine over the years that we have been paying that money, each of us that have used that airport, they take all that money there for us. And you can imagine how those money has been utilized. These are money men, or these are initially put in place to design and make sure that our airport is kept up to standard. At least the basic minimum. We may not be the JFK, right? But at least when you come to our airport, you only have all of the reason to feel somehow. But you go, the other system break down. The head of security in the place and stuff. Making sure that everywhere in the terminal is in order and people are in the right position. Who didn't want to sit down to where his detail post is, but won't be in the senior management department. Because he say he's a UP man. He's a big man in the Unity Party business. So he won't be there. Say, oh, but there are complaints coming. So in order to ensure that you supervise the people properly, be on that side, to the terminal side. The man said no, the man open your arm. These are all the people that went and wrote a letter saying, Mr. President, dismiss the man. Mr. President, you won't dismiss people, dismiss them. But Mr. President, we dismiss people because certain people go sit down in one corner, they say they want every Saturday money, they can't get every Saturday money. Then they cook up narrative and send it to you, and then you move the person. Or the person say, the president, because we are more party people and they may not aligning, they may acting like you know all and doing all kind of things in our own government, move the man, like what happened with NAFA. Matter Glasgow feel when we're talking about NAFA thing is squarely because of what, not because of you. You know, there are people in this country who do not stand for anything. And no matter what, we stand for and we speak about the morality of actions and decisions that happen in the country. It's not because of the individual. So when we are using our platform and our time to talk about how the removal at NAFA happened, it's not because of you. You have always been willing to compromise. You have always been willing, right? That people are like that. People are self-centered. No, but we are not looking at it from that. You think we're looking about by the individual? No. Individual that's always willing and throwing yourself to cave in, that can be disrespected in any form and manner, and then they pull you and say, okay, those are people that are always looking for space. There's some human beings they're like that. They just won't be in the limelight. That they don't care. You can cause their mouth, cause their power. As soon as you say can't stand here, they want it. They're spineless. As soon as you say can't, they can't stand there. When you finish, you cause them, you do anything, you violate their rights, no dignity. There are human beings there in that category. So when we're having conversations about institution and the way our laws are violated in particular instance, so those who were probably occupying that time and it happened to them, they will not see it as some advocacy for them. So that when they take certain action, you go stand here, Sarah Singh, and somebody say, oh, but the people you're talking about, no, we're not. I can never ever talk for Emma Glasgow. Why should I? Right? Never ever. And you understand? But it's about the integrity of the institution. Swakugo, Rosalie Swakugo. We are not politically aligned. But again, the action, especially when it turned out to be, an action that was not rooted in credibility and the law, we speak out. Ami Moda, right? Who expect, as critical as we are on the United Party, that will be admitting to violations of their rights. So nobody make it look like, they get good for nothing people. They pass it around, like I said, they just want to be in the France. The France people. So you can cause their mind, cause their power, you do everything, you lie on them, you damage their reputation. Because how far their reputation can go. When people build themselves, go to school, and they limit themselves only for the borders of Liberia, you think that people don't get time for the injury caused on their reputation if somebody lie on you and say you steal partner money and the newspaper is all out there, and then you find it pleasing to go back in that space when there may no restoration. In the absence of that, you still go. That broski to single repetition, you can't waste your time beyond. People who repetition only go for broski to single. We're talking about people who think beyond. People who see themselves as professionals, as global professionals, who believe that their education is sufficient to take them anywhere. So any inch of unfounded and baseless injury on their reputation, they take it seriously. That people like us, you think we're not aware of elements like that in the society. We are aware they're there. So they get that. But we want to get outside. Understand the gravity of character assassination. Baseless partisan character assassination. But if you just will be shopping yourself 1 minute, you go, you shop yourself to Liberty Party event, and another minute you move on, you go, you shop yourself on the other side. All day you shopping yourself. You think that shopping yourself, people who can be wasting our time here for? No, we're talking about lay law. We're talking about lay law. Let it be preserved, let it be respected, let it be upheld, let it be implemented in accordance with what the rule says and all of that, right? Because if one person respect themselves, so other people who come there who respect themselves wouldn't want that the person who not respect themselves will tell what precedent to be used on the person who respect themselves. There are all people that can respect themselves, other people who can respect themselves. People who can respect themselves, they value their integrity. People who can respect themselves, they didn't get time. They just won't be in a picture. And you understand? When they can't feel you, you wear it. Now, to close up, we'll close up with this thing about Yeke Koluba's expulsion. Right? I'm told the communication guy came in this on, how you call this? Damage control. Communication guy came in this on damage control, but it is not something serious. So this is the 8th day sitting of the leadership of the first quarter of the 3rd session of the Honorable House of Representatives, the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia, Monday, March 30, 2026. Agenda 1, session call to order, prayer, reading, correction or amendment and adoption of the agenda. Full call for ad hoc committee reports. 5, business on speaker's decks. A, under business on speaker decks, A is communication from Honorable Gregory O.W. Coleman, Inspector General, Liberia National Police, against the conduct of Honorable Yeke Koluba, raising serious concern for national security, public safety, and state stability. And this is the point that interests us. So, Mr. Gregory Cuomo left Monrovia. It took a convoy of armed police officers to assess and ascertain the security vulnerability and instability at the Solomba border. Mr. Gregory Cuomo could not even reach to the bank of the river. Mr. Gregory Cuomo, with all that security bravado, could not even have access to the main scene of the event where the Guineans are, right? And in fact, he rode in one of the very pickup and jeep that the Guinean people gave the police, right? He went there, came. Of all of the security issues at the border, right? Mr. Gregory Cuomo update did not feature anything as paramount and significant than an internal condemnation of the management of the crisis at the border by a lawmaker as the most egregious national security threat. But the presence of a foreign army, a foreign soldier on the territory of Liberia, because until the government can tell us otherwise, we still maintain that the presence of a foreign soldier, a foreign army on the territory of Liberian soil, displacing hundreds of citizens, denying them access to their homes and their farmlands and their livelihood, right? For weeks, the Inspector General of the police, leading the joint security at the border, coming back and reporting to the legislature for action, says everything he sees, the only compelling national security risks that warrant an official communication for action to the legislature is the attitude and comments made by a Liberian lawmaker. So let's put Yake's statement versus the reality of a foreign troop, right, who has invaded and annexed, right, Liberian territory, to that of a Yake Koluba, right, granting an interview and condemning, right, condemning the management and handling of the crisis and making conclusions, opinionated conclusions on the matter. From the way I see it, the way I'm looking, I'm not sure. I think the president compromise. We get a land of Guinea. That Guinea land and finish. Out of frustration, he made those comments. Which one is more dangerous? Can that equal to giving the land to the people? I am very, very disappointed. I have always been disappointed in Gregory Cuomo, but this is even more reasons to prove that Gregory is unserious. This is another mark of an insensitive regime, insensitive, callous, careless, reckless, unserious regime. Only concerned about looting the country daily. You understand? This is it. Another mark of an insensitive, callous regime, spending more time chasing after internal critics, domestic critic and critique, substituting for external aggression on the territories of the country. This is the height of uselessness. I've never seen this before anywhere or read anything that resembles this. Look at Ukraine. Right? Look at the Congo. Look at Sudan. Look look at Eritrea. The people are fighting to preserve the ownership of the land. And they have been fighting for years. Insisting. No. But our national security, joint security men go and come back and say that Yeke Koluba must be punished. They're not BK Enterprise though. All the security assessment and stuff along the place, you see nothing that Yeke Koluba he right. Because UP partisans have always expressed the disagreement, right? And displeasure with Yeke. So they do not want to see Yeke. I said these people are so extremist to an extent where if you're opposed to them, they believe you should die. What is the worth of our democracy now? If dissent is treated as a death sentence, political dissent, dissenting views are treated like a death sentence. About a month or even over after the encroachment by Guinean military personnel were being reported and is being discussed widely, even up to now, Gregory Coleman provides no update, sensitive, important security intelligence and update to safeguard the country and prepare. Any warning? Nothing. But what Gregory Coleman chooses to do is to ferment partisanship by antagonizing and agreeing and writing the horse about Yeke Koluba behavior. When we should be confronting the common foes. When the security people who own the security can't tell anything to do, right? They say that Yeke Koluba behavior. That Yeke Koluba put dredge over the river. That Yeke Koluba get BK Enterprise. They may not report BK Enterprise. They may report illegal sand mining. They may report any kind of, unsafe or dangerous movement there. They may say that Yeke Koluba behavior. So, then I ask, what is the priority? As a country, what is the priority? Yeke's behavior, or the priority should be about the unacceptable active foreign military invasion, annexation, and presence on Liberian soil. Which one should we prioritize? Which one should we consider? Yeke is inside. But aggressors are coming from outside. You say, no, let's leave that one. So that means, let's leave that one. Anyone eating the one doing the but let's come on Yeke. The country is faced with an existential threat to the nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The people we trust in, we say, oh, we get police people, we get security people. They can't provide no update to the country on it. 8 more minutes. Let me hear your thoughts. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call. It's so disappointing, man. What? Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. Good morning, Israel.
Morning, this is Abu here. This is Freedom FM.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, sir, okay.
Okay. Morning.
Yeah, morning, Abu Shazai.
I'm okay. Go ahead.
My name is Ishmael Kamara. Ben, when you done your show, I get to their trying to call. All the things I've been up on, that's what I'm thinking about. How many police forces in the country? Okay, move all the one there. When they say they will change the person, they all of them will. See what they can tell me. What's on that? They be standing and they can listen to you. It makes sense. Thank you for your show, my brother.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Okay, my name is Tony Michael. You know, the action of the president is just full of surprises. And after 8 years of the independent party concerning Yeke Koluba is to just make it to forget about the key issue
and then focus on Yeke Konga to distract the citizens for what is happening in Lopa.
No, distraction.
That distraction is to impeach Yeke Konga. But the truth is, when you're not impeaching for politics. You will read something and I can show you.
No, but you want impeaching. But what about the my thing is, you want impeaching, but what about the land? So Guinea get a right to remain there, but you can't get a right to remain in us. So which one is the priority?
That's the question we should be asking. The money that you get to spend all on because to remove Jacob, why you just spend it on the Medicare?
To empower the AFL.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Yeah. You call me Peter Sewer. I come from Tony.
Peter Sewer from Tony. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Like you're the one in that Tony there. You're voting for the rescue. You say that rescue family.
Which is America. You see, all of these people here doing we are trying the session people. They leadership, but this government may be behaving. They don't want to sanction none of the representatives, senator. So they get there's politics in this country here. But really, I call to really call for Samuel Doe to come back. When he come back to life, I will be blessed.
Okay, but then you not ready. Be waiting for Samuel Doe to come back. Good morning. Okay. Good morning. Morning.
Yeah, I'm going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the question.
Go ahead, Chief.
I see any government in power. To prove that the government mean no well to the people, if Joseph Waga can take someone at 8 AFL money and make it the air for the yellow people, you can't steal a grant for money with.
That is even a slap in the face of the AFL people, sir. You know.
And tell me, somebody that is making 15,000.
Somebody who had the AFL people had their feeling, take their money, correct? When they could.
Somebody that is making 15,000, they're working full time in a month. Somebody that is making 180 should go and raise the life for the country. They say protect left and property. That is the greatest global. Or the first thing your left can fight. When you see the U.S. Army running to war, that's what they're making cause them to run to war. They're not human being more. They're not a uniform. But what they earn, if they are coming over there, so I'm making 180 now the least person in the army. Can 180 carry somebody to the border? It's impossible. So that Brentford will just put our feet to the ground. Until 2029, we delay another level of getting law for the country and the fear of God for the country.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good morning. Three more calls. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Once again, this is the common question that COP will lead John River District 4. And Abu, that is a general question. What are you prioritizing as a government? They say that you are prioritizing or claiming that on free speech, Nigerians who are, asking a hard question, who want you to tell them a hard fight about situation pertaining invasion at their borders? Or are you prioritizing, providing remedies that will bring about Guineans going back to their style? What is the priority of this government? Why are you bringing no issue to relevance? What is the relevance of replacing a lawmaker or removing him, which you're not succeed in replacing? You will go right there. The same way you went to Florida and go there, but I'll even finance. You ain't get the finances, I'll look for it and say, way to go and raise them for you. If they'll be a buying this. What is the priority? Are you prioritizing better our life, rescue us, making something to do, or you prioritizing grabbing power and consolidating power that don't belong to you? That such means getting all kinds of foreign players to come and intimidate Liberia will not take it. Probably, that's public. Opposition will got to wrap up. We don't trust the Senate, that which are any lawmaker effort to stop the process of one guy is embarking on. We got to stand up with zero manufacturing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, good morning. Morning. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much, folks. This is where we are. This is the trajectory our country is headed, and it looks doomed. It looks very uncertain. It looks headed in a terrible direction. The onus is upon each and every one of us, as citizens of this country, well-meaning, to stand up and advocate for the redirection of Liberia's future, for the repositioning of the country's trajectory. The way we are moving is scary. It's terrible. This rise in far-right extremism in the country is dangerous, and it must be it must be arrested at every level. People must rediscover that what matters most is professionalism that counts first. Political alliances must be based on conviction in policies and programs, and the implementation of these policies and programs must be the tools that governments and institutions and parties must use to lure support, not cohesion, not division, not discrimination, not hatred. These must not be the overriding basis for governance decision making. Too many actions, too many decisions. Our job is to talk, make the exposure. We can be very loud, radical, and of course, at times, but we mean well for the government, we mean well for the country, we mean well for the people. It's up to you to sit down in your corner and think it through and make a decision, make a choice. Because guess what? This is a mark of a calamitous future waiting to explode. You and I cannot even predict what will be the relationship between this widow man and the rest of the other commissioners who have diligently served their country, and they have been there hoping and waiting for some degree of elevation and promotion. The president has chosen outside of these professional ramifications or realms. The president have considered ethnicity, tribalism, partisanship, and this is it. You think that everybody please any viable and important job in the country, you think you give it to Lofa, you give it to Kisi or Loma Man, you think that everybody happy? How are you even working to minimize that? So after everybody going to school, everybody must fight to be Kisi. Do we have control over it? Do you make a choice? Is that how the country should continue to go? My name is Abu. Thank you very much for always joining the show. One day, Liberia will be good. When that day comes, we will be remembered. And that's when we are working and contributing for. Until we see you. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time from the nation's capital. Bye-bye.